Hi everybody, this is Taffy bringing you chapter 6 of my 4 Kings 100% Growth LTC. This clear is pretty much identical to the old run with only some minor deviations. The objective is to seize 2 caves. We also have 2 recruitable units and a few side objectives to get, so our army will split in 3. Something that I forgot to mention last time is that we have access to the preparations menu. Lydia puts the fighter to sleep. This is to keep him from dogpiling onto and killing Bradley on enemy phase and setting him up to be a free kill for another unit later. She then gets rescue drop downwards to bait over a cavalier and start working on our new barrier staff. Chase puts his shiny new horse to work right away. He needs the 8 move to get in position on turn 2 to clear out the enemy blockade. Max and Zack help rescue chain Lionel to the front and also get us the stealable Hoplin guard from the Wyvern. Marcy moves very far forward with Dorian's help and drops Shelby in a specific spot to prevent the Nomad from going after her. The reason she's moving this far forward is so that she can get the recruitable NPC Zoe out of her cell. We don't want to bother opening the door, so flying her out is the next best option. Zoe promotes to a Yggdrasil Paladin type class, which uses swords rather than magic. Her personal staff is the Hermern, and it gives a massive 16 weapon HP, which will be very useful to help dig her out of her base D staves, while also repairing some useful items, of course. It does not work on personal staves, so it's not worth hoarding for later in the game. Chase does quite a lot of fighting on this map, which is good for his weapon EXP and his EXP too actually. He's only earning scraps from the unpromoted units, but he still needs to grow to kill some bosses and cap his magic stat by chapter 21. Bradley barely avoided getting one-rounded there. Going back to Zoe, we need her to promote for chapter 13 and we'll actually put in the effort to get her to level 12 before she promotes in order to maximize her stats for that map. Zoe is, of course, our next staff grind bot, bringing us another men that she will start working on immediately. Lucy's Ward Lance gives her enough res that she can face tank all of the magical attacks that go for her on this enemy phase. And because Shelby is standing right there, he blocks off the other tile from where the Nomad could have attacked her from 2 range, and instead he gets harmlessly tinked 4 times. Sally takes 3 kills on this map because neither Ava nor Sean need to strictly maximize their EXP for the sake of this run. This map is a nice opportunity for Yufin to pick up some kills, which is important. Yufin not only needs to hit A Light as a Warlock, his promoted class, by chapter 19, but he also needs to reach some pretty high stat benchmarks. And in fact, we want him to cap out several stats to help with the boss kill on the final boss of this game. As you can see, Lionel has some issues with one-rounding enemies on this map. This is because his EXP has taken a significant hit thanks to our optimizations in the early game compared to the old run. Chase's position there lets him clear out that entire group of enemies so that his path will be clear on the next turn to drop Lionel next to the boss. Bradley positions himself there so that Zoe can talk to Vin, the enemy Myrmidon, and then proceed to heal him. Vin is the ultimate dodge tank. His PRF is the main Gosh, which gives him 100 avoid and makes him basically unhittable barring a few late game enemies, though it has no innate might and cannot crit. Being a Hero Crest user, you'd think he'd be irrelevant, but we actually want him to promote during chapter 13 for a side objective, so we will make an effort to feed him EXP. The main Gosh's effect is implemented through stat boosts, so Win will basically win any arena fight he gets into, and in fact he will gain about half of the EXP he needs to in the next shopping chapter. Win can combine the main Gosh with the recoil damage granted by the Darklight Tome to artificially get to low HP and act as an enemy magnet, though I only make use of this trick on one map. Both Zoe and Vin are Lionel route units. Shan is heading to the right to get us the hero crest on the fighter guarded by the sniper corridor. Most of the rest of this map is just feeding EXP to the correct units. Marcy gets some special attention because she needs all the stats she can for the next map and for chapter 10. I guess I can take this chance to mention some other long-term objectives we have. We want to grind the Axe Reaver down to 2 uses by chapter 15 and the Javelin to 2 uses by chapter 21. Something else I didn't go over in the previous video's commentary is that Four Kings features buyable secret books and goddess icons for 1000 gold each, and you can even buy them in preps. These are meant to be a reliability crutch, but we sadly cannot make much use of them early on since our early game money is quite tight. We will make use of the secret books to facilitate some low percent crits, and the goddess icons to improve and manipulate some units' avoid stats to make some future clears more sane. Sean doesn't actually need to load his inventory up because we don't need to perform a convoy warp at the light brand. I just did it to demonstrate that in a run where you were... No, actually, you know what? Scratch that. You don't need to convoy warp it at all. This mage had bolting, which is why we wanted Marcy to go off and assassinate him with the Ward Lance. Four Kings has quite a few enemies with siege weaponry and are ballistic, so having ways to take them out is nice. Keeps us from having to dodge. Bradley gets his second level up. It's really very obvious how bad Bradley's EXP gain is early on in this LTC, but you know, he will start working on getting more stats soon enough, since already, like, we're done training Chase, and Marcy's training is also mostly over after this map. She doesn't really need dedicated resources that could go to other units after this. This is an enemy that I could have rigged Lionel to crit kill, technically, for more EXP, but it's alright. It doesn't end up mattering too much in the long run, so it's nice. This ends up being a clear where I don't ever explicitly arrow wiggle. So that level up Lionel got, he can just barely double the boss, and that way he doesn't need to crit him. Zoe ends up getting attacked quite a few times during this run as an unpromoted unit, and the EXP she gets from there does end up being useful, though I think if you really masked everything out, it would probably be feasible to have her not need to get attacked quite as many times. This is pretty much cleanup at this point. I don't really have anything else to add. Marcy gets the right boss skill to help her hit her benchmarks for future chapters. I'll see you guys next time.